And actually,
but you called me average after 1 minute. But you called me after 1 minute of my first professional fight.
No, but you're still average. You're not.
That's not true. I just beat a 5-time world.
Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. Please put this to bed or light the fire. What's going on?
I mean, sorry. This is the first time I've spoken about the fight. To be honest, like, I look at it and I think Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I mean, look, for me, we'd do it for the banter. Do you know what I mean?
I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing.
It's a little bit disrespectful as well. Like, Anthony Joshua hasn't been a heavyweight world champion, beating all these absolute killers just to get called out by Jake Paul.
Moreover, you declare me average after just 1 minute of my first professional battle. Even if you're still average, you're not true. I just defeated 5-time world champion Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. I apologize. This is the first time I discuss the fight. I mean, when I look at it...
Yeah, no updates really. I believe the two of them spoke. I mean, it sounds wild. At the moment, AJ doesn't have a World Heavyweight Championship. He's not trying to unify, so would he do it? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a huge money fight. It's a straightforward job. And, you know, Jake Paul likes to create these wild moments, and that would certainly be a wild moment. But, you know, then he threw in 2026 at the end. I wish he'd just do it in 2025 if he wanted to do it. So I don't take it too seriously in that respect right now. Do I think Jake would do it? I think he's mad enough to do it, yeah. So we'll see, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. If it does, great.
Is there any part of you that almost feels a bit reluctant to give Jake that opportunity in a sense?
Not really, because if you have that kind of mindset, you'll always butcher yourself. You know, but that's what I say to fighters as well. Don't worry about what they're getting. Worry about what you're getting, and worry about what this opportunity is bringing. Jake Paul could make hundreds of millions for that fight. Good luck to him. People say, yeah, don't do it because you're giving him the opportunity to do it. He's fine. Let him have it because we're having what we're having. Thank you very much. Bosh, 1 round knockout. See you later. Raided the bank, and that's what would happen in that fight. So, yeah, if he's wild enough to do it, never say never.
I think Jake Paul is going up against Andy Joe. I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul seriously, so he can't really box. He can have a little fight, swing away, stand up straight and throw punches, but it's not professional boxing, and it's a little disrespectful as well. For example, Anthony Josh hasn't been a heavyweight world champion. Beating all these absolute killers just to be called out by Jake Paul, Eddie Hearn called it a wild scene when he addressed Jake Paul live.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua, exclusive, because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know I will beat. Knocked out, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a chin, and he has no skill, and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. But I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of people. I will not beat David Benavidez.
Following his call out of Anthony Joshua, Hearn doesn't take it too personally, acknowledging that even though there are questions about Paul's boxing prowess, his ability to build buzz is clear. Yeah, no updates. Really, I believe the two of them spoke. I mean, it sounds wild at the moment AJ doesn't have a world heavyweight championship. He's not trying to unify. So would he do it?
Now, is Jake Paul good for the sport of boxing?
Yes, I know these guys. They're unbelievably bright. I mean, Logan, much brighter than Jake, in my opinion. But Jake's smart. Okay. Content, we have our ups and downs. Yeah. I respect Jake. I actually respect him in a boxing sense as well. But we fell out because I told him he was average. That's actually a compliment. Like, to be an average fighter, coming to this kid who's 26, 27, decides to go into boxing. We had a conversation where he's actually telling me he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I'm looking around for cameras. I'm thinking, am I mic'd up here?
Yeah, probably means a huge money fight. It's a straightforward job. And Jake Paul likes to create these wild moments, and that would certainly be a wild moment, but then he threw in 2026 at the end. I wish he'd just do it. In 2025, if he wanted to do it. So I don't take it too seriously in that respect right now. Do I think Jake would do it? I think he's mad enough to do it, yeah. So we'll see, but...
Well then, it looks like Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul might be in discussions to fight. They were both on a call to each other earlier, and the viral video went round of Jake Paul saying he would knock out Anthony Joshua. If I'm being completely honest, I think Jake Paul would actually be lucky to make it out alive, and I'm actually being dead serious. I think Jake Paul would be lucky to make it out of the ring with Anthony Joshua alive. Tyron Woodley literally had Jake Paul on skates and had Jake Paul panicking for his life. Imagine what Anthony Joshua would do. Look at what Joshua did to the last non-boxer he fought in, Francis Ngannou. That is not going to end well for Jake Paul. But look, let's be real here. This fight should never happen. It's an absolute disgrace to the sport if it does. And yeah, there's got to be a lot of backlash if this actually happens, because it's actually probably worse to the sport of boxing than what Fury in Ngannou was when it came around, or, you know, yeah, or Mayweather McGregor. Like, you know,
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. If it does, great. Is there any part of you that almost feels a bit reluctant to give Jake that opportunity? In a sense, not really. Because if you have that kind of mindset, you'll always butcher yourself. You know, that's what I say to fighters as well. Don't worry about what they're getting, worry about what you're getting, and worry about what this opportunity is bringing. Don't do it because you're giving the chance to do it, but let him have it because we're having what we're having. Jake Paul, you know, might earn hundreds of millions for that fight. Good luck to him. In addition to challenging Anthony Joshua to a fight, Jake Paul has made bold claims that Joshua lacks skill and a chin. Given Joshua's impressive career,
we were involved in the sort of earlier days of that influencer world. We did the second Logan Paul KSI fight in LA. Numbers were huge. We did Jake Paul's professional debut in Miami in 2019 around the Super Bowl. And then I think we made a decision to move away from it, because I think the focus of our business was we got to just keep focused on professional boxing. Maybe in 10 years we'll look back and go, crazy, should have kept on doing that.
He genuinely thinks he's a world-class fighter. Like, he thinks,
so that's not bullshit.
No, he comes up to me at that fight and he's going, you know, I beat Canelo. And I was like, and I looked at him, I was looking for his mic, you know, because I thought maybe he wants to capture a bit of this for social content. Yeah. And he's not wearing one. And I'm like, I'm looking for a camera. And there's no camera. I went, what? And he went, oh, I will beat your boy, Canelo Alvarez. I'm like, Jesus. Mate, you are. Because he's got all these guys in the gym, like, telling him he's, you know, and he's not. But he didn't like it because I said to him, you're average.
Yeah, I remember seeing an interview with that.
I said, that's a compliment. Like, there's a 95.
I'm being nice to you.
I said 95% of fighters are average. Yeah. But he's better than some pro fighters like that. I thought that was a big compliment, but he didn't like it.
He didn't love it. No.
Which includes multiple championship wins and fights against elite fighters like Vladimir Klitschko and Alexander Usyk. Many boxing fans and analysts are outraged by Paul's remarks, thinking that Paul is just trying to garner attention by disparaging a seasoned professional. Bosch knocked out Joshua in one round. See you later raided the bank, and that's what would happen in that fight. So yeah.
For Anthony Joshua to return, but we've heard absolutely nothing about it. Now, the Daily Mail are saying that Anthony Joshua is actually injured. Return timeline: as Eddie Hearn reveals, the heavyweight is unable to enter even training camp due to an injury setback. Anthony Joshua's estimated return date has been detailed after Eddie Hearn reveals the heavyweight has suffered from a setback. The British been out of action since he lost against Danny Dubois in Wembley last September. With his future up in the air on the back of the devastating knockout defeat, fans have been curious to know as to what his next move is, with no announcements made, despite reports he could face longtime rival Tyson Fury as soon as this year. Now, however, it's been revealed that Joshua is dealing with an injury, as revealed by Eddie Hearn when asked if Joshua could face Dubois in a rematch after the champion pulled out of his fight against Joseph Parker due to illness. Let's carry on. That's kind of a bit more of a miscellaneous stuff. No rematch with Dubois will be happening anytime soon, though, Eddie Hearn revealed, as he details when fans can expect Joshua's return to the ring. So we won't be seeing Anthony Joshua in the ring against Daniel Dubois for a rematch. That's not going to happen. I'm going to quote Eddie Hearn here directly. Now, it's interesting because Eddie Hearn hasn't really revealed much detail on it, but bear with me. It says, not a lot to report. Not a lot to report. Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn told IFL from Australia, look, he resumed training, and to cut a long story short, without going into too much detail about any injury, he's not really ready to start camp. He needs another 8 weeks or so on his injury.
If he's crazy enough to do it, I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusively because I am confident that I will defeat him. I know that he lacks a chin, is incompetent, and is stiff, But I still want to fight you because I will defeat Canelo and many others that I will not defeat.
What's up, guys? I'm Patricia DeWong, and I'm here with David Benavidez. What are you looking forward to the most tonight at Bare Knuckle?
Honestly, this is my first time being at a bare knuckle fight, and it's already started amazing. And I'm just here to come to see the gore, the blood, and all that. So it's been living up to the hype.
I want to ask you about Jake Paul wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a good fight. If they can make it happen, then let's do it. You know what I mean? Jake Paul is a big household name. Anthony Joshua, needless to say, he's one of the greatest champions of boxing. So if they can get it done, that'll be a huge fight for boxing. And I say let's do it.
You were in the talks to fight Zabal. What are your thoughts on that? Is it in the works? When is it happening?
So right now we're trying to negotiate the fight. It might be in the works for September, but we don't know. You know, everything in boxing is not 100%. So we're just going to keep trying to negotiate the fight. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But that's the one we're trying to make happen.
David, famous boxing promoter Ben Hearn, has consistently questioned whether Jake Paul has what it takes to compete at the highest level, particularly against someone like Anthony Joshua. He claims that although Paul has improved over time, he is still far from being able to compete against elite heavyweights. Now, is Jake Paul good for boxing?
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defense. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level. And then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
I know these guys are really smart. I mean, Logan is much smarter than Jake, but Jake is smarter than Jake. We have our ups and downs, and I respect Jake, even in the boxing sense. But we fell out because I told him he was average, which is actually a compliment. This kid, who is 26 and 27 years old, decides to start boxing, and we had a conversation in which he actually told me he was going to defeat Canelo Alvarez.